All right, welcome back. It's been a long time. It's been a while. Um, Today, first of all, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. As always, uh, playing the dropper, which it has a lot of cultural significance for me. You know, in my life. Um, there was a time, believe it or not, back in the day when I played the block competitor. Minecraft a lot. Obviously, I still play it every now and again, but you know, it's not nearly as prevalent as it used to be. And I'd always watch maps like the Dropper, which was a very popular mod map for Minecraft back in the day. So it some nostalgia hit me, and here we are doing a Roblox version of it. Now, obviously, this is just going to be me dropping very clearly. I don't know if we'll even be able to beat this. I think there was like 100 levels, so unless I actually am just on top of my game and never mess up, I don't think it's gonna happen. You know. But regardless, we're gonna try it anyway. We're gonna have some fun. Look at was that who I thought that was? I don't know. They died. Oh no, they didn't. Let me try and find that person. That person was decked out. I don't know. It kind of looked like Mara Leone from Black Clover. If anybody there watches that, great show. I gotta catch up on that before it stops. I'm not very behind at all on it. Like actually, I normally keep pretty up to date on that stuff, but you know, this time I'm not. So anyway, before we uh before we start about anything crazy, I suppose I got a job, so that's pretty cool. Just like my dad always wanted. So yeah, um, obviously, especially if you're really young, you wouldn't really understand any of it, I guess. But jobs are great, you know. At least the jobs I've had, pretty much for the most part, are pretty solid. It's a good way to get money, one of the few ways you can get money, so that's cool. And then also the fact that I don't know, you're just gonna meet new people, do new things. It's always it's always pretty interesting because I've only had one job prior to this, and I kept that job for like 3 years. So it's a new job. That's all you gotta know. So it's gonna be pretty interesting trying it out, seeing what's going on, if I'll enjoy it or not. I mean, I don't think I'll not enjoy it, but there's different levels. Sometimes it can get annoying. That's just how jobs are. It's just how it is. So anyway, let's keep going in this map. It's actually quite a cool map, but it's pretty trippy though. Like especially this one. I don't actually. This one is incredibly disorienting on how you get through this. So we're gonna kind of pull forward here like that. There you go. Other than that, I haven't checked the last video I did, the one where I was a hippo. If you have any interest in seeing me be a hippo, check that one out. Weirdly enough, I think that video did quite well, actually. Like, a lot better than I thought it would. So yeah, here we are in COVID. A Peppa Pig, that's pretty cool. But yeah, that video did quite well, so. And it took me a while to make another one. Not even just because I didn't want to. To be honest, I've been planning this for a while. It's just, I actually had a lot of stuff going on. It's coming up on finals week, which, especially if you're in a lower school, it's not a very fun thing. You basically it's just tests that make or break your grade, which if it sounds like a bad idea, it's because it is. You know, especially like because most people aren't exactly the greatest at taking tests, right? So like you just gotta hope that you're on top of your game and you don't mess up, because if you do mess up, well, there goes your grade. I've always been kind of against the idea, and this is coming from someone who does good in school, right? Like does good on tests and all that jazz. So like I've always been super against it because I've always had friends and acquaintances. That's the word of the day. Acquaintances who just weren't very good at it, and it's just kind of unfair to think that they basically just have their whole grade ruined by the fact that they can't do good on a test. It's really not a very good thing, honestly, and I've never got why they do it. But yeah. Anyway, with that being said, I'm just gonna keep trucking along. We are going quite fast in this, actually. I prophesize that by the time we get to the end of this, the maps are going to be a little bit too hard, right? And I probably just won't be able to do them. At least that's my guess. Perhaps. You know? Oh, well, speaking of Minecraft, here it is. Gonna go fight the Ender Dragon, guys. Which, by the way, I've been thinking about this for a while. Um, the reason I started this channel, obviously, was to play this, but well, not this game individually, but this game as a whole, as in the general broad scope. But I've been thinking if you guys would like to see other games. Obviously, I have a lot of other games because this is not the only game I play, and I was open to taking recommendations. If not, maybe I'll just end up playing a game later anyway. Like that's not this, but I don't really mind either way, to be honest. It's just seeing how it turns out. But besides that, there are no pressing issues. I don't think. Like nothing that I was really looking forward to talking to. I kind of just wanted to play, you know, which is what I normally do. Obviously, I got a little more to talk about. I should probably come up with something to talk about. Let's talk about Minecraft. Actually, yeah, it's a not even in the game, and we're gonna talk about it because other than that, there's not much going on. So let's talk about the first time I ever played Minecraft. Funny enough, the first time I ever played it was not even on my own computer, and that is actually terrifying, by the way. Whatever that was. So yeah, the first time I ever played Minecraft was not even on my own computer, right? We were at my cousin's house. I have two cousins, by the way. My cousins, this is a plural, you know. And I also, by the way, I have more than two cousins, just these specific ones. And yeah, he was like, "Have you seen this cool game?" One of them was, and I was like, "No, what is that?" And it was him playing very OG Minecraft. You got to remember, this was probably when I was like 10, so this was actually like 10 years ago, because I'm that old. And yeah, and he showed me it, and he's like, "You want to try it?" I'm like, "I'd be down." And then funny enough, he had like a gaming laptop at the time, so he didn't mind because I think he was playing like something with his friends. But I ended up just literally playing it all night, like on the computer. and I was just playing creative, and I built. Honestly, I built a super sick a super sick house. Had like an underground lair, had like an aquarium with all the fish and stuff like that. And it's funny because it was also probably like one of the best things I've ever built in Minecraft, and I built it when I was like 10. So it just goes to show what I know, you know. Man, they're speaking Spanish here. Hold on, I can speak Spanish too. There we go. We're gonna hit them with the Spanish, you know. Wonder if they'll answer me. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's a good thing to talk about. Actually, speak of the devil. Um, Let me know if y'all believe aliens exist. Obviously, I think it's a pretty safe bet to think that they do. You know what I mean? Because I don't really. Well, that was just unfair. I don't really see why they wouldn't. You know, it's just a wide open, wide open galaxy there. You know, and obviously they probably exist. At least that's my bet. And then speaking of that, that also brings me to another word that you probably don't even know if we're going to be real here, which is the good old cryptids, you know? If you don't know what those are, they are, it's kind of like America, American version of like movie monsters and stuff like that, right? You know, like Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Mothman, Goatman, classics like that. And I only bring this up because I always have really liked those, you know? There's also, some, because weirdly enough, aliens, for some reason, one of them is like, one of the cryptids, weirdly enough, a couple of them, I think, actually are just like straight up like aliens, which I guess you could consider that. Hey, it's Pepsi, man. But I guess you could consider them cryptids. I never have, but I guess you could consider them that. And essentially, oh wow, that was unfortunate. And essentially, what it comes down to is like whether you believe them or not, you know? There's a lot of Bigfoot believers, that kind of thing, a lot of Mothman believers. You know, if we're gonna be real here, truthfully, it's not like I don't believe them. I think I'm half and half. Would I love to believe that they exist? Yes, because I think that's quite interesting. But obviously, I don't think they do exist. Because I don't know. With all of the tools we have at our disposal, it'd be quite amazing if there weren't evidence of it, right? But it's kind of like ghosts. You kind of still gotta hold out hope if you're into that sort of thing. Speaking of ghosts, I mean, isn't there just so much great content on YouTube about ghosts and that kind of stuff and the like? Not gonna lie to you, I think it's absolutely hilarious that some of the content on like ghost hunting and all that. Like we were watching these guys earlier that were like actually like they're fake, but it's so over the top that it's bad. It kind of borders like the reason I like older horror movies in the first place is like yeah, it's just super fake and super funny. Also, yeah, but do you really believe in ghosts? Personally, I've always liked to think that ghosts are real, just in a weird way. Obviously, like, you know, as far as it goes, if ghosts are real, there's good ghosts and there's bad ghosts, you know. There's a moral code to being a ghost, obviously. So when you die, if you are a ghost, you just gotta decide what kind of ghost you want to be, you know? Oh, I was supposed to be going in the middle of that. Also, I haven't died, so. Oh, there we go. I was hoping that would catch me. But yeah, you just kind of gotta decide what ghost you want to be, I think. I think that's what it comes down to, you know, if ghosts do exist. But I'm just rambling at this point. Who knows? Maybe ghosts don't exist. I'd like to believe they do. I mean, let's be real here. If I believe Bigfoot exists, I think ghosts are a lot more likely than a very large hairy man running around the forest. Hey, another Minecraft one. But yeah, I mean, let's see. We've been running for 16 minutes. That's quite a lot of time for talking about nothing if we're being real here. So right now we're dropping in to a military zone. It was short while it lasted, but I can only assume the lore behind that one was we are dropping into an enemy combat zone, i.e., their military base, and as a spy of sorts, which is normally how that happens. By the way, what a pain. You know, all these ones that seem like they're kind of like up to chance. I feel not my favorite. Speaking of chance, um, we were playing some Mario Party the other day, and are you kidding me? Oh my god, what a pain! And never have I played an old Mario Party game. It was Mario Party 2, and man, those old Mario Party games really hit it on the head with having stuff really be up to chance sometimes. Like actually, it's crazy how like how up to chance it felt like a lot of that stuff was. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just quite bizarre, especially because I feel like there's a couple different types of chance, right? There's some chance where it's really just like no matter what happens in it, right? You can't really get mad at it because it's chance. But I feel like the chance we were playing in Mario Party 2 actually was the kind of chance where like when it happened it actually just made me angry because it felt like whenever it came to chance it was more chance that was like actually just not being beneficial to you. It was just like hurting you, which you know obviously makes sense for it to be a pain to deal with because like yeah, it's like the lottery, but if when you lost the lottery, instead of just not getting anything compared to the dude who won the lottery, they also took money from you, like your whole entire life savings. You know. So we're on 80 now. It said there was 110 plus, so I'm genuinely concerned as to how much longer this is gonna last, especially with the pace that we're going. We're going quite fast. Really just popping off. I wasn't like the best Roblox player for anything, you know. But yeah, it's all like kind of just up to perspective too. I suppose maybe the chance that harms someone else while helping you also depends if you're the one being helped by it. If you're being helped by it, I mean, I suppose you probably wouldn't think that it was bad at all. But then if you were being harmed by it, you're like, why am I being put through this? You know? But that's, you know, if we just take a moment to think about it. Especially, I mean, a lot of people who are a lot younger, especially a lot of younger people that play video games, uh, it really used to be different. I actually remember so many games when I was younger just being hard. It seems for the sake of being hard, just because that's what they were trying to do. I guess I don't know. And I feel like that's just kind of how games were. Some games were like straight up ruthless back in the day. I'm telling you, and I would know. I play Dark Souls for fun, which is what many people consider to be quite a hard game. You know, maybe one of the hardest. So like, you can definitely tell because I'll go back, I'll go back and play some of these games, and straight up like there will be sections where I'm just like, why is this like? If this game was meant for kids, why would they ever make a section like this? You know? Because it was just unnecessarily hard, or like the mechanics were just really wonky to the point where like, how would you win it? You know? It's just weird, honestly, how they used to design games like that. But it could be worse. I The games in my day were hard, but like I couldn't imagine playing an NES game with no guide. You know, that would that would not be very fun. Like actually having no direction, no clue how to go anywhere, advance in the game, right? Yeah, you're just all up to sheer luck at that point. It seems. I would say I don't mean like crazy old games too. I'm talking probably like a lot of NES games like Mario and all that. It's pretty easy to tell what you're supposed to do, or like Zelda. Zelda actually, I take it back. Zelda has a lot of stuff, especially the original has a lot of stuff where it's like bomb this or random rock in the middle of the map to advance to the next dungeon, which makes no sense whatsoever how anybody would have found that out. Especially, but could you imagine playing like Atari games? Think about that. And not only do Atari games kind of not play very well at all, imagine an Atari game where you had to like actually do something specific. Like what is it? An adventure? Could you imagine playing adventure without any guide or walkthrough whatsoever? It'd be insane. But that's just how they were. They were just, you could say they were built different back then. Yeah. I mean, let's be real here. We're just kind of like, we're just in it for the long run at this point, actually. Like, there's, the video's been going on for a while, but we're doing one of those long plays, you know? You've heard of them, right? Where someone plays a game all the way through in one sitting. Basically, what we're doing. I'm just hoping that there's not. Okay, that pterodactyl takes up way too much space. Let's go. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're doing the Digimon World long play, the 2 week long play that almost caused a man to die. Which, by the way, I will not explain the lore on that, but there's a lot of lore when it comes to that. Quite a lot, actually, on how that even came to fruition. Okay, this one is insane. I don't think it's that terrible, but like those little platforms at the bottom are gonna be quite rough. Especially because this one seems to all be up to like chance, I swear, man. Okay, we've done it. Let's just keep going, keep chugging along. Maybe we'll catch up to that I Love Unicorn guy. Let's get in the opening. Alright, there you go. He doesn't seem to be moving. Maybe level 104 is like crazy hard. That's the only logical explanation. Oh, he made it. Okay. So if we can beat 104, really quickly. Okay, yeah, I can see why this is. Now this, now this is chance. Like actually, you just have to hope you don't hit one of those things. If we're being real here, I can see why he was stuck on this. Like actually, this one is really, this one is really just up to you not hitting one of the things, which is, you gotta be kidding me. I was so close. Yeah, this is gonna take a while because this is sheer chance. I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is like I'm not sure there's a good way to ever dodge those. I'm kind of going back and forth. Are you fucking? Mm. Yeah, this one has immediately not become family friendly because this one is just straight up aggravating. Like actually, bro. Whoever designed this was a sadist. That's another vocab word of the day, by the way. If you don't know what a sadist is, it's someone who actually enjoys inflicting pain upon themselves. Now, you could say that's what we're doing. However, I'm just trying to beat this. So, we are not the person who created this. Whoever created this needs help. Oh, are you kidding me? This is terrible. Like, actually, I don't. Really just praying, actually. I'm gonna let go of my keyboard and just pray to God that I make it. Well, look, guess we gotta try again. Time to pray again. Well, guess we'll try again. Time to pray again. Well, guess we'll try again. Time to pray again. Like, actually, this is insane. Thank God. Oh my. We are lucky. Alright, now with that actual nuisance of a level out of the way, we can finally continue to just keep plugging along on this. This one also is actually horrendous because this camera angle is terrible. Okay, this is better. But now I really have a lot of, like, it's things are a lot closer than they actually are, that kind of thing, right? Like, it's really hard to tell what's coming. So, we'll probably just have to get through this level and then change the camera back. Because, yeah, it's really hard to tell. Okay, there you go. We are now in Sans Undertale. God, man. Truly like the boss fight. Well, what are the odds? I've come to realize a lot of these I truly believe you can actually just hug the wall and then you're like perfectly fine. Shit, man. This really ain't gonna be a family friendly one. Yeah, my point exactly. Look at that. You just hug the wall. Is this the pipes, bro, from original Windows when your screensaver would go on and you'd have the pipes? Okay. I don't know where the exit is on this one. However, it seems that everyone's stuck on this one. So maybe they're just bad. Like actually. What? Also, why does it say I'm in first if there's other people here? Maybe it's just, yeah, I think it's just lagging. Oh, not another one of these, man. I swear. Now we're really, now we're really feeling like an old video game where it seems like the camera angle is actually just your worst nightmare. That's actually what makes the game hard. Shout out to like games that had horrible camera angles. that would actually just make the game impossible to play. There was a lot of games that did that. You wouldn't think it, but there was a lot of games that really got away with actually just having terrible camera angles. There we go. Again. Oh yo, Minesweeper. By the way, you know, I don't think most kids would even relate with this if we're gonna be honest, because Minesweeper is kind of like something that just happened when you were on a computer that had no Wi-Fi. But yeah, essentially, you never know how to play Minesweeper. I know how to play Minesweeper. Okay, let me get this straight, so nobody has any of the wrong idea. I know how to play Minesweeper, but I did not learn until high school, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just like I just never learned until I was in high school because I don't know. I had a lot of free time on a computer in high school. I'll put it that way. So that's essentially the reason I learned how to play Minesweeper. Minesweeper is a very well designed game. It's definitely one of those games that could like stand the test of time, like like Sudoku or Solitaire. That's another one, or I don't know, Roblox, perhaps. They were at the start. But yeah, I mean, we finally beat this. Like I said, this went on way too long, and it really feels like I'm blowing a stand-up set. Like let's be real here. Long play though. It's you got to do it for the long play. So with that, I guess I'll see you guys.